Adaptations of fish to swim in water. Just like we have seen from the visual, the fish have large eyes. Look at that fish. The eyes are large. Now the eyes being large, it gives them a wide field of view so that they are able to see obstacles in water and avoid them. Excuse me. They have a lateral line. The lateral line, I think we can see it where it is. The lateral line enables fish to detect vibrations and any pressure changes within the water. They have fins for propulsion and stability. We've seen the different types of fins. Fish have a swim bladder that makes them buoyant. Buoyant to mean when the fish are in water, they don't sink to the bottom of the water body, but they float. The fact that they float, we then say that the fish are buoyant. Buoyancy, ability to float so that they don't sink. That is made possible by that part called the swim bladder. So they have a swim bladder for buoyancy. Then they have streamlined bodies to reduce water resistance. The body is streamlined. That is why you see fish don't have external pinnae, things that would change their shape. So streamlined body to reduce water resistance during swimming. They have gills. They have gills for gaseous exchange. Remember, we've seen the gills are covered by the operculum. So where you see the operculum, beneath the operculum, they have gills. In addition, fish have a thin layer, a moist layer of mucus over their body. When you get fish from water and you touch that fish, it is slippery because of that layer of mucus that reduces water resistance. Then they have a skeleton with myotomy muscles. Remember, we've talked of the myotomy muscles. Contract, relax to bring about movement. Then they have a silvery appearance on the ventral, meaning down, and dark color on the sides. And what is the importance of that? To camouflage and escape predators. Remember, we've seen to camouflage is the ability of an organism to be in an environment resembling that of its body color, so that it is not easily seen by predators. Fish have scales that overlap, but they overlap backwards. They overlap. These scales face backwards. We can see. Look at that. Look at the scales. They face backwards. And they overlap each other. Overlap to mean each goes into the region of another. And they face backwards. That increases the streamlined nature, making swimming easier with less resistance. Then they have a vertebral column, which is flexible. We've seen fish move in water. It can do like that because of the vertebral column, which is flexible, hence bringing about easy movement by swimming. Now, we've talked about the myotomy muscles. How is locomotion brought about in fish? We simply say locomotion in fish is brought about by the fins and the myotomy muscles. Remember, myotomy muscles are found on either side of the vertebral column. When there is one set on the left, there is equal another set on the right. And these myotomy muscles on either side are antagonistic. When the ones on the left contract, those on the right relax. When those on the right contract, those on the left relax. Now, in addition, there is that fin which we've called the tail fin. The tail fin or the caudal fin. the tail fin or the caudal fin, responsible for generating a propulsive force to move the fish forward. So look at that caudal fin. That caudal fin generates a force, propulsive force, that moves the fish forward, coupled with movement of the or contraction of the myotom muscles to bring about forward movement of the fish. However, in the process of fish being pushed forward, it gains direction and maintains direction because it uses other fins, just like we are going to see how other fins bring about stability. Therefore, in summary, locomotion or swimming in fish is brought about by the myotom muscles and the fins. Myotoms are arranged on either side of the lateral line. When one set contracts, the other set relaxes. When the other relaxes, the other one contracts. Therefore, the muscles are antagonistic. The caudal fin, in turn, moves side by side, and in so doing, it generates a forward force, which we are calling a thrust. As the tail fin moves side by side, it generates a pushing force, propulsive force, a thrust that pushes the fin forward. But in moving forward, the fish maintains direction and stability. That is a role again of the fins. A role of the fins. Now, when we look at this fish, it has different types of fins. And these fins are grouped into two. We have the PP, the pectoral and the pelvic. PP, pectoral, pelvic. So the PP are called the P paired fins. So paired fins, you have the pectoral and the pelvic. The pectoral fins, there is one on the left and one on the right, meaning they are two paired. The pelvic fins are also two next to each other. That is why we are calling them paired, because each fin, they are two. They are two pectoral, they are two pelvic. PP, therefore we call them the paired fins. While the other fins, the dorsal and the ventral, just like we can see, we call them the median, meaning fins of fish are categorized into median fins and paired fins. Paired fins, pectoral and pelvic. Median fins, dorsal and ventral. Now in locomotion, we've seen the caudal, we've seen the myotom muscles. As the fish swims, it is steered, direction guiding. And that is done by the paired fins. The pectoral and pelvic, they are for steering. They also control what we call pitching. Next, we are going to see the instabilities during swimming, and one of them is called pitching. It's what we are going to see next. So pitching is controlled by the paired fins, thereby bringing about stability. The paired fins are also used as brakes. As fish is swimming, if it is to reduce speed and stop, then the paired fins are the ones that cause that. Meanwhile, the median fins control rolling and yawing. Rolling, yawing, pitching, those are instabilities during swimming. Rolling and yawing are controlled by the dorsal and ventral. Dorsal and ventral. While pitching is controlled by the paired, the PP, the pelvic and the pectoral fins. Therefore, in summary, swimming is as a result of the action of myotom muscles and fins. Myotom muscles contract and relax. They are found on either side of the lateral line of vertebral column. And what is their role? To contract and relax, causing movement. That is why fish moves like that, because of the myotomes. Then the fins. The caudal fin for generating a propulsive force. The caudal fin beats side by side, pushing the fish forward. How about the other fins? The other fins are categorized into the median, namely dorsal and ventral, and the paired, pectoral and pelvic. The median fins, what is their role? They control rolling and yawing. The paired fins, they control pitching. They are also used as brakes, and they are for steering. Because collectively, they thus bring about locomotion by swimming in fish. We are now going to look at the instabilities, first during locomotion by fish and how they are controlled. That is what we shall see in our next session. We shall begin from the instabilities during swimming. Bye-bye.